Why, hello there, my friends. This is Admiral Revan speaking, and today we have a very interesting story to share with you. Now, most recently on the Southeast Asia server, on the Asia server community, I came across this. And basically, this one has been in discussion for a very long time. The community itself has decided that they have taken a stance on wargaming and World of Warships as a whole, that they want the game classification of the game to change. They want the rating of the game to change to be an R18 plus game. Now, there's a lot of reasons behind this, most of which has been focused on in regarding to the previous rating of the game as it was when it first came out back in 2015. And it was a PG, parental guidance game, and they want to change it to R18 plus because of the gambling side of things. And it makes sense because they wanted the game to be more self-aware, and also they noticed that there's a lot of swearing, a lot of things in the game that needs to be addressed as well too. And this is why they're encouraging wargaming and World of Warships to change their rating of the game on Australia. So in Australia we have certain legal rules, and part of the legal legislation is that the legal age for gambling or any form of money laundering online is 18 years old. And if you're under the age of 18 and you're doing it, you don't really fall under, protection for the customers as such. And anything to do with addiction and gambling or anything like that, it's all to do with, self-control and stuff. Honestly though, the game itself is, free to play, and it doesn't require users spend money, but wargaming has a reasonable and very strong commercial interest in converting players from free-to-play users who spend no money on WoWs into paying users who do spend on WoWs. And basically that is something it's been seen over the years, the last 4 or 5 years, and honestly it's been closely observed in the last 2 years, and now it's been talked about for a fair bit. Now there's about over 20 clans that I know on the Southeast Asia server, and I was talking to some of them about podcasting with them and gonna talk about many discussions, and one of them actually asked me if I was going to talk about in regarding to the discussion of the war gambling side of things in World of Warships. Now, I have to admit I felt very awkward as a content creator and as a person who's trying to become a representative in the franchise in some ways. I just said to myself, I'll hear what you have to say, and then we'll take it from there. We talked. We vocally talked for about 3 hours, and 3 hours later, the funny thing about it all was that we didn't record that. The reason why it wasn't recorded is very simple. It was because that it was so bad with the comments and everything that was used on it, that it made sense that a lot of people in each of the clans in Southeast Asia or Asia as a whole are fed up with the lies and everything that wargaming has done to them. And this is, coming from Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, Vietnamese, Japanese, as well as Australian and New Zealand clans. Now, honestly, when I hear that in big detail, it is demographically a bit of a big insult. And honestly, in terms of Australia and New Zealand, because our laws are very similar to each other, anyone who were to play World of Warships at the age of 13 when it first was released back in 2015, they would have no issue with people playing the game for fun and enjoyment for free. But when it comes to all these gambling mechanics, get more premium time, get more flags, get more, these ships and things like that, they were a bit annoyed. They were. It was just turned out to be a money laundering, escapade, if you want to put it that way. But that's why a petition was signed. And unfortunately, there's no age control, there's no consumer protection, there's a lot of unfairness about the game, and that is very simply, if, say for example, a young kid at the age of 13 whips out their mother's credit card, spends about over $1,000. Wargaming, may be receptive to refund the money, but they ban the account for the misuse of it. And that has been known to happen through friends of mine that I've known. And honestly, I thought that was pretty harsh, but it makes sense because you have an invitation to treat. But yeah, it's just like there's no consumer protection at all. There's a lot of unfairness about the game for that. Loss of money, and honestly, the gambling addiction is really bad. So when I have been playing World of Warships for about 6 years, the way I look at it right now is that the money has been that's been spent on warships, containers, camouflages, and everything like that are exponential. It's been a large amount. It's been full on, big time. So yeah, I just think that it's just like way overkill. It really is. It's just way overkill. So yeah, it's pretty full on. I will leave you a link at this in the near future so that you can check it out. It'll be left in the comments for you to have a look. On most likely on the description of the video anyway. But let me just say this from a different perspective here. There are a lot of games out there like Raid Shadow Legends, Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, as well as other games out there that are free to play, and they will throw out money left, right, and center wanting to buy things. Now, Star Wars The Old Republic had done that a while ago, but their system was very interesting. Basically, they kept the free-to-play model, and it was still doable for what you want to do. But they don't throw out, like the stuff like that you can keep for yourself on a regular basis. They keep the player base informed from Discord, Twitter, any forms of social media, but they don't, make it forcefully pop up in front of you every 10 minutes or so just to buy the product and get out of the way, which is ridiculous. It's annoying that, like you have seen it happen to yourself. But every time I think about that, yeah, that's a good example right there. So where to from here for World of Warships? Honestly, I think it's a bit, far-fetched right now. Because, like, in 2022, I still want to support the franchise. I still want to do things for the community and everything. But it's just only a matter of if and when. So, I don't know. I mean, like, I just find the whole situation weird. I really do. But, yeah, I just don't know. With everything going on for World of Warships, since, all those special events, and I'm going to show you a couple of special events that we had done, but I'll show you the most recent one. The most recent one is Black Friday, and I had mixed opinions about it, but for example, they want more transparency. The people want more transparency about, the percentages and stuff like that, which they are getting, which is nice. But the thing is, though, folks, it doesn't justify, the cost. And people can spend, hundreds to thousands of dollars just to try and get it, and they don't get it, which is pretty damn sad. But, as I said on my Black Friday thoughts and impressions video, that I would probably say buying out the ships outright are a better opportunity. And honestly, that is the best way to do it, to handle the whole situation. But that's just my view. Alright? That is just purely my own view. But yeah, at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you do for yourself. It's more important. So it really comes down, folks, like what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. Honestly, when I see things like this from a clan, now this is a good example. One of the top clans on the Southeast Asia server is now talking about petition, change the behavior of the warships, and be more reasonable, asking them to be more reasonable, and that's fine. I think that's a good idea. And I know that friends of mine have signed it. I know I have signed it for one reason. I've signed it for a reason, and that is to have that self-awareness. That's all. I don't mind, doing giveaways, supporting warships for what they do in terms of the franchise and community, but I ask for fairness. I really do. And unfortunately, we may not get it anytime soon. So, it's a work in progress. It's a good work in progress. But, it's just unfortunate that it will take a little bit of a while and time. But yeah, at the moment of the stage, there's over 130 have signed, and they're still climbing at the stage. And, I will definitely leave a link for you to read on this and have a look at it in the near future. But definitely, this is the most common 6 points they're talking about. No age control, no consumer protection, unfair game, loss of money, participation in prohibited games with chance, and the gambling addictions. It needs to be worked out on, and they have listed all the details there in fine print. So, very interesting. But yeah, folks, this is something that, I was looking at it, and this is just on my own views. I understand that if I do want to represent with the warships, I go with the open eye, and basically I'll be curious to see how they work things out in the next 6 to 12 months. Who knows about how everything has been handled, but we will see. We shall see. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, and thank you for watching.